Welcome to another edition of KatSoup.
And I'm Alex.
Best stuff internet humor on the radio. Apparently, I'm Kat, but I'm late. What?
I'm not late. I'm on time, Kat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Alex.
Hi, Kat.
Alex, meet Mark.
Hi, Mark. How are you doing, Mark?
Hi, nice to meet you.
This is Mark. I'm
in the restroom. Thank you, Mark.
We have a rose between the thorns here.
Oh.
No. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think it's going to be a good day. You've got new lipstick on, and we're ready to go.
I went to Ulta yesterday.
You know what? That's expensive. Don't you go to CVS or something like that? Mark's? You've bought makeup at Mark's before, right?
No.
Oh.
Alex. No.
Well, that's where I get mine.
I only wear Clinique, and so you can only get it a few places.
Clinique.
And so I went with the intention of getting some makeup.
Where did you go?
And I ended up with a bag of stuff.
Oh, did they give you free things?
No.
She
just kept going, this is a really good product. Why don't you try this one?
They never give me free things. They always say, you got to pay for that. And so I put the cologne back on the shelf.
You take it out of your pocket and put it back on the shelf?
Did I tell you this before? That's
Yes.
what I do. I'm a klepto when I go.
So anyway, but we had a cosmetic crisis. So Mark's at my house promptly at 8:15, as I asked him to be, and I came downstairs and went because I picked up the eyebrow liner that they had given me. It was the mascara. So I kind of looked like a panda.
No.
So I had to go reapply.
Is that a long process to reapply your makeup?
No, it wasn't long.
No, it was good.
I was actually on, how some women, they ask you, how do I look? And most men say, oh, you're fine. Well, I actually looked and there was some flaking going on. I said, well, Kat, you might want to. She's like, oh my God. Upstairs, comes down, boom.
That's what I like about the guy.
You have really good makeup. Better than a drag queen. Your makeup looks really good.
Thank you. Where do you get your makeup, Mark?
That's a compliment.
Well, yeah.
How come you don't buy MAC makeup? MAC makeup, it covers all your blemishes and everything on your face.
When I was looking for jobs, I have a tattoo on my foot.
We didn't need to know that.
Okay. Oh, you've seen it. Anyway, I used MAC makeup to cover up the tattoo on my foot.
I felt it. No, kick me with your foot.
So you might be wondering why Mark is here. Are you wondering, Alex?
He's a MAC representative.
No. Mark and I are old friends.
Oh, yes, that's right.
So I got two college buddies here. This one from Ashland College and this one from Kent State.
Kent State Golden Flashes.
Yes, journalism school.
Yes.
The land of Ralph Darrow.
Oh, my God.
We survived Ralph Darrow and Liddell Salvaggio.
May they rest in peace.
Yeah. So, yes, Mark and I had a lot of fun in college.
I think that's great.
Yeah. So.
Oh, so it's not makeup then. I kind of guessed it was makeup for some reason.
What? Makeup? What?
Like I was her makeup artist?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
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 Okay.
No, you don't want me anywhere near makeup.
That was somebody else you dated, wasn't it?
Oh, my. Already. We're getting into it already. So.
Yeah.
So Mark and I have not seen each other for a while.
Mm-hmm.
At least a year.
No. It's been, I think it's been 25 years.
Yeah.
I think so. Even though I graduated much longer than that ago.
That's a long time, 25.
Yeah.
Where's the time go?
I know it, like a blink of an eye.
I don't know.
When I first met Kathleen, when I was reintroduced to her, we were doing a weirdness movie shoot downtown Akron, and I walked past Kathleen, and I didn't recognize her, so she smacked me. She goes, "Hey, Alex." I'm like, oh, hi.
No, it took me a minute.
Yeah.
It took me a minute to figure out
who you
were.
had long hair in
I was
college
just
and
like,
everything.
There's this good-looking guy over there.
Well,
and I'll go talk to him. And then after you said two or three things, I was like, oh my gosh, Alex.
Yeah, the memories come flooding back,
Yeah.
And I didn't like you very much in college, but a lot of things.
You had long hair.
I'm teasing.
You were a hottie.
Hey, you know what?
You had hair.
I did, yeah. Not so much anymore, but
I looked like a gay Prince Valiant.
Wow.
You kind of did.
I did.
Yeah, you kind of.
I did.
You kind of did.
I could have been a playing card.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have like the sword and the shield and all? No.
No, I usually held up cue cards in the TV studio. That's what I did first. I did camera. I did camera
Oh, that's
first.
right. You did camera, and then you were the weatherman.
Yeah, I did the weather on Channel 2.
Tell the story
WRBL.
about how you forecast the weather with the cold fronts.
Yeah, back there they had magnetic, whatever. And so I wasn't allowed to do weather because I was a freshman, but only the juniors and seniors can do weather.
Ah.
So the head guy, Leidy, remember him?
Yes.
Professor Leidy, he was he says, all right, well, we'll let you do it even though you haven't taken any meteorological courses. So I used to move everything magnetically 3 or 4 inches every day, off the board and then start over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun. I had a fun time. And then I would trip over the cord. We had for my mic, and I would trip over that live on TV a lot and fall down. But, and then they'd go, fade to black, fade to black, fade to black. And
that was your nickname.
Yeah.
Alex Fade to Black.
Yeah. It was fun. I liked doing the weather. It was okay.
Before
That's
the green
fun.
screen days and everything where you
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, Mark, I'm afraid to ask this. What's your favorite memory of Kent State? It could involve me or not.
Man.
Keep it clean, Mark.
Wow. I don't
Family show.
Oh.
This is going to be a weird story. So.
Oh gosh.
Back in the day when we were there, we still would type our stories on a typewriter and turn them in.
What's that?
And there was a guy. He was named Dr. Jakubowicz. He's the guy that was teaching journalism, but I don't know that he ever practiced journalism out in the field. I don't know that he was ever a reporter. I think he was in school teaching all the time. Well, the thing I remember about his class, it was tucked away in one of these little rooms at Taylor Hall. And back then you could smoke cigarettes in class, or at least the teachers could. And he would smoke these cigarettes over the course of the teaching us about journalism, news writing. And he didn't have an ashtray. He would just smoke them all the way down to the filter. And then he'd put the cigarettes on his desk like little bullet casings. And over the course of the hour, there'd be 7 of them there. So that's kind of a weird story, but that's what I remember.
What you remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember anybody smoking at Ashland, though. Professors, do you?
Well,
I
don't remember.
And the other thing, and we were talking the other day about this, that when I was at Kent, my top professors, they weren't journalism professors. They were other people that had specialties. And I remember those like it was yesterday. But from a journalism standpoint, my dad was in the business. My dad was a newspaper reporter. He did PR. I learned from him and kind of sort of learned a little bit from the teachers, but not really.
And Mark could just write naturally.
Yeah, it just kind of came easy to me. So
yeah, I had to study.
You were a good writer. You still are.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
All right.
I don't know. So I found Mark on Facebook and said, hey. And he said, hey, let's have coffee or lunch or something. So
it was drinks actually, but
it was drink. Oh,
yeah.
well,
first. Yeah. Well, we're allowed to drink. I mean,
I never drink. I never do anything bad.
Okay. We just met.
And I thought, is he going to be the same cool guy? Is he going to be old and weird? Is he going to be a combination of the?
Is this a multiple choice?
Yeah, no. But he turned out to be the same great guy.
Well, yeah,
I didn't know I was being judged. That would have changed everything.
I was nervous. I was like, what if he's like senile? Because we are old.
Yeah, true.
And what if he thinks I'm old and ugly? What if he notices I have wrinkles now? And
I don't think people change all that much.
No.
People always say, "Oh, you're still the same," but in a lot of ways, you really don't change.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
So I did some research.
Finally,
I did some research before I met Mark, and I went on our favorite websites, Reddit and Quora.
Oh, you were looking up to see if he had a criminal record?
No, I was trying to figure out what to say to him.
Oh.
So I went to Quora and to Reddit, because that's where all the experts hang out. And I looked up what are good jokes to say, because I wanted to make him laugh. So what are good jokes to say to a friend you haven't seen in a while?
Right.
And AI popped up. And so we have some answers that AI gave me.
Remember what I said to you when you hit me? I quit hitting me. Hey, remember me?
Hey. So yeah. So this is AI's suggestion.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Of jokes.
Okay. Here's one. I haven't seen you in so long. I was starting to think you were a figment of my imagination. Yes, Kat. But then I remembered I don't have that kind of creativity.
Wow.
Yeah. Right. Again, it's AI.
Wow. Yeah. That's right.
I have one here, and it says, "It's great to see you. I was beginning to think you only existed in my phone's contact list.
Ta-da-da.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one is so
Remember
bad.
when you would get a new phone and lose them? I had that once.
Oh,
You
I
lose
lost
your
my
contacts.
photos. Yeah.
Your life is over then. It's like, oh, shh. Yeah.
That happened once. So I got this big, huge Rolodex, and I put everybody's number in there. So, I'm so, paranoid that I'm going to lose everybody's number. I don't think I have yours, though. Anyways.
But
Might have been on purpose. I don't know.
All right, go ahead, Kat. Didn't mean to interrupt
Oh,
you.
well, this one's.
I'm just sitting here.
Again, this is AI.
Yeah.
Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field, just like you, my friend.
That's kind of like a put down almost.
Yes.
Is that what that is?
That's kind of,
Oh.
yeah.
You read that so well, too.
Didn't I, though?
Yeah. Were you in theater? I can't remember.
Yes, I was. We were both in
The
theater.
theater.
The
theater.
Mark is still in theater.
I still am in the theater.
Yes.
That's great.
In fact,
I don't think I could ever be in theater.
haven't seen this guy for 25 years, and then we have drinks,
Mark, you mean?
apparently.
You mean Mark?
Mark.
This
Yes.
guy.
This guy.
This guy.
Him.
And then
This thing here.
And then the next day, I'm watching something on Netflix, and there he is on a Howard Hanna commercial.
Who, Mark?
Yes.
Oh.
So it was kind of late.
That's great.
Yeah.
I hope it was okay. I texted you like 10 o'clock
That's
at
all
night.
right.
And I'm
I
not
still
sure.
haven't seen it. So.
Wait, that's
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like,
Is
Mark.
that a real estate?
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
They needed like a baby boomers trying to having anxiety about selling their house.
I thought you were going to say busty.
No.
You,
And then I was like, I'm there. I could do that. Baby boomer,
I hate being called a boomer. Don't you? They changed the name of that magazine, too. It used to be called Boomer. When you come out
Yeah.
of a
They changed
discount
it?
drug mart.
Yeah.
They changed it to, I can't remember what, something different
Sexy
than
old people.
I
something
like that. Yeah.
SOP. That's right.
No, wait.
SOP.
Why don't you
Sexy
like
old-
boomer? You don't like the term, or
I don't why like different generations use it like almost like a
Like
not
we
a
use
put down.
like we use millennials.
Yeah.
So the younger
Well,
people
then
go,
Yeah.
the younger crowd, they are okay, boomer. Okay.
It's kind of like a put down.
Shut the hell up. We still own everything, so
Yeah, it's just like kind of whatever.
Whatever.
I can't keep up with Gen X or Gen Z, and
I don't know what they
I'm
are.
like,
Yeah.
what
There's a
year is that
chart.
from year to year?
Yeah.
I did see a chart one time that said who everybody is. So
Do you have it in your purse?
not and certainly not
thought
in my
you had.
head.
I thought
No.
you had it. Okay.
So I found jokes.
Were you ever a Girl Scout? You're so organized. Go ahead, Kat. I'm ready.
I did this myself. I did.
And you do your own
yeah,
makeup. That's amazing. That's amazing. It's rough times.
Hey, I got some jokes. How
I'm
about
ready.
some jokes?
I'm ready.
I got some
Mark,
one-liners.
are you ready, Mark?
I'm ready.
Mark's
Unfortunately,
Bring it.
I
Bring
looked up on our wonderful internet old friends, and it kind of took the word old and ran with it.
Okay.
Yeah. So these are one-liners for us. And the first one is yours if you stop fussing with your
I
coffee.
can't figure out where to put it.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, here it goes, everybody. What is a prize old people can win for aging?
What?
A trophy.
No.
I'm just teasing. Atrophy.
I used to know a couple who grew fruit trees together. They lived to a ripe old age.
Oh,
That's funny.
that's funny.
I thought so. Well, it was the delivery.
You are
too.
an actor,
It
Mark.
was the delivery.
It
Mark
was.
is an actor. I can tell.
I've never seen. For the record, this is the first time I've seen it.
Me
I kept
too.
saying, do you
Yeah.
want to see? Do you want to
No,
see the script?
it's
Not
better.
really.
It's better not to.
Not really. And no,
Yeah.
and Alex never does.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Fresh.
this one I love. I'm going to use this.
Wait a minute, Kathleen. Sometimes
What?
Kathleen will call me the night before and say, I know how you hate surprises. We're going to talk about this tomorrow. Okay. And it's usually something very generic. But when she doesn't tell me, it's like, the most personal thing.
Your deepest, darkest secret.
Yeah.
We're going to discuss
Oh.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, we've done that
Yeah.
a couple times.
More than a
More than a couple times.
couple times. Are you new?
Yes. Okay, so this is my favorite one.
All right.
These are not gray hairs. They're wisdom highlights.
Again, cosmetic.
Yeah.
There's a theme going on
Yeah,
here, Kat.
it is.
There really is.
Okay, we got to do this one. So you're you, and I'm darkness.
Okay.
Okay?
I'll go
This
first.
is from upjoke.com.
Should I sing this or no?
Yeah, you can if you'd like. I don't care.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Kat.
I have a boyfriend. Again, AI, thank you.
That's from a rap song. I have a boyfriend. Remember that from the 90s? Remember the 90s, Mark?
I don't really.
It's a blur. It's a blur.
That was
Yeah.
Marriage and Kids. You know, that was
that
like
was
the little kids.
we were pregnant and having babies.
Yeah.
Well, you weren't pregnant. I was.
No.
I was clubbing trying to be pregnant.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, well. Go ahead.
He was having fun. He was having lots of fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know. I'm
Good for you.
single. What am I
Boomer
supposed
that
to
he is. You're having
Boomer.
boomer
I
fun.
was having
Yeah.
boomer fun.
Yeah, boomer fun.
No, he was a clubber when he was young.
They didn't call me boomer back then.
No, he was a clubber.
Okay, from the 90s, what music do you remember?
Oh, club and techno dance and house music.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not like Guns N' Roses type 90s stuff?
Well, yeah, that's okay. But
Gin
usually,
Blossoms.
Poison?
Gin Blossoms.
yeah,
Little heavy metal?
that's straight music. That's called straight music. We don't-
Wait,
yeah.
why does it have to be one or the other? Can't it just be music?
No, there are no bisexuals in the world,
Yeah.
according to Alex.
Yeah.
There's no bisexual music, I assume, since there's no bisexuals.
Well,
there's
can't
no
somebody
bisexuals.
who's a straight guy and a gay guy like the same music? Is that not possible?
They could. Yeah. If one is mentally ill, the other can. That's true, Mark. The
Okay.
other can.
I'm learning.
Okay.
I'm learning. Thank you.
In other news,
In other news,
meanwhile,
so
back
this
at the
one,
ranch.
we have another one. So
Yeah.
again,
Okay.
I don't know who we are. We're ourselves. Yes, we
I
are.
thought you were going to repeat something. You said again
Again, no, but
and again.
and again. So this is a thing called Meet for Lunch. So we're doing another story joke. So you can use whatever voice you'd like. You just have to be old.
Okay.
Okay.
I just used my own voice.
There you go. Okay.
All right.
So this starts out, a group of old friends discussed where they would meet for lunch for their reunion. They were all aged about 40. Finally, it was agreed that they would meet at the Ocean View restaurant because the waitresses there were pretty.
10 years later, at age 50, the friends once again discussed where they should meet for lunch. Finally, are you listening, Mark?
Yes.
Finally, it was agreed that they would meet at the Ocean View restaurant because the food was good and the wine selection was excellent. Yes.
10 years later, at age 60, the friends again discussed where they should meet for lunch. Finally, it was agreed that they would meet at the Ocean View restaurant because they could dine in peace and quiet, and the restaurant had a beautiful view of the ocean.
I just blew on the paper.
I saw you. Yay. Good.
Well, Mark, 10 years later, at age 70, the friends discussed where they should meet for lunch. Finally, it was agreed that they would meet at the Ocean View restaurant because the restaurant was wheelchair accessible and had an elevator. Was this at O'Neill's?
Oh, I miss
Remember that?
O'Neill.
Yeah.
Oh,
Are you
the
old enough,
lunchroom
Mark?
with
Yeah,
the
Polsky's. I
elevator.
remember
Yeah.
eating in that restaurant.
Yeah.
The Silver Room or something like
Oh, we're
that.
off topic. Okay,
Oh, sorry.
Dad.
No, we're in the middle of the joke going
Oh,
off
okay.
the rails.
10 years later, at age 80, the friends discussed where they should meet for lunch. Finally, it was agreed that they would meet at the Ocean View restaurant because they had never been there before.
That's funny.
Is that funny?
Yeah. Is that from online?
Dave's not laughing. It might not be funny.
Dave's
He's
crying.
banging his head against the wall. What does that mean?
He does that a lot. That's just kind of, that's what we make Dave do, unfortunately.
Well, that was funny. Thanks for joining us.
You know, Polsky's had a restaurant, too. They were dueling
Yeah.
department stores.
They had a special on PBS about that. That was
Did they?
interesting.
Polsky's?
Yeah, the restaurant. What was it called? I can't remember.
It was something. It was up. My grandmother always liked Polsky's, so we went there with her.
My mom
and then when they
always-
closed that down, we'd go to the O'Neill's one.
We never
across
went to
the street.
O'Neill's. Always went to Polsky's.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
But did you go to Higbee's or Hallie's?
Both?
Both?
But wasn't there one?
In
Oh,
Cleveland?
never mind. I'm thinking of Kaufman's in Pittsburgh, and it was called the TikTok Room. And it was,
I never
there were
heard that.
clocks everywhere, and it was absolutely maddening.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, we used to go
Maddening.
to, was it Hallie's or Higbee's?
Which one?
Mr. Jingling.
That was Halley's 7th floor.
Hallie's 7th floor.
Yeah.
He'll
Yeah.
be waiting for you to
Yeah. He's
turn
dead.
the key.
All right, let's go on.
There are photos of me
you.
and my brothers with Mr. Jingling.
All right,
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
Now, did your mom like dress you all like, since you're all kind of close in age?
Yeah, she did. She did.
Did she?
She did, yeah. But it was tough because my brother was bigger and I was like about what I am today. And then my little brother was really little. So she had to struggle to find clothes that
So
fit,
she called you Irish twins?
No, it
Irish
was
triplets, I guess.
No.
3
yeah.
would be triplets.
We were like 2 years apart.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
The Durbin brothers.
The Durbin brothers.
Sounds like an outlaw gang.
They are my heroes. I love my brothers.
He's got cool brothers.
They are amazing.
I remember.
I'm the middle child.
I remember your little brother.
Yeah.
I always thought Mike was so cute.
Yeah.
Such a cutie.
He's a doctor.
No.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about everything over drinks.
The funny story, I think it's a funny story, is my dad was in the newspaper business. He went into PR. And then my older brother, he went into the news business, and then he went into PR. I just went into PR. And then our little brother, he was the black sheep of the family. He became a doctor.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know he did that.
Psychiatrist.
Oh.
All that psychological torture I gave him.
Oh, my God. Yeah, you trained him.
I did, yeah.
That's wild. Yeah. Okay.
That's my story.
I can hear your cat now. I could have talked to him.
No, I do not want to talk to him.
You don't? Oh.
Is that why we just never got together? Because your brother had warning. That one's a little crazy.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I was going to make you be God, but I think I'll make you be a rabbi instead.
Oh, okay.
More old friends.
Next sheet.
So, yeah. Did you want to ask me questions, Alex?
About what?
I don't know. This is about the time you started asking me questions.
I already asked you about your makeup.
I thought since Mark is here and he's our guest that he would maybe interview us.
Well, I don't care.
You want to interview us?
Sure.
Okay.
Can we? Do you want to do the joke?
Not
first?
really. No.
Okay.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
So I kind of warned you about this. You've had time to think. You can ask us each one question. Oh, I know. And if we don't want to answer it, we have to read the joke.
Okay. That's fair enough.
Where's our bottle? We'll spin it.
Alex, where did you grow up? You used the O'Neill's reference. You talked about Ashland. Where's hometown for you?
Well, Mark, it started at a 5,000 watt radio station, and in Ashland,
born under
Ohio.
a cabbage.
You're not supposed to answer for me.
Sorry.
It's his question, Kat.
No, we traveled all over Northeast Ohio. Every other year, my dad was a school superintendent, principal and school superintendent, but I was born in Akron.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so all
Why
over the
did
place.
you travel? Did he get fired a lot?
No, he kept getting offers for job offers,
Okay.
and so we moved to Tiffin, moved to Mansfield, moved to Fairport Harbor, moved to 9 places. I can't remember all of them.
And ended up in Ashland somehow.
Well, when he retired. Yeah,
okay.
I was in 11th grade, so we went to Ashland from the city, from Akron and stuff, and the area out to the country, middle of nowhere. And I'm like, where are the street lights? And my mom took a drag off her cigarette. She says, there are no GD street lights. We're in the country. And it was black out there. So, yeah.
So you were born in a hospital in Akron then?
Yeah, I was born over at Akron General. And when I first came back, I went to visit my aunt who was in the hospital. And I told you this, I was in the elevator with a bunch of nurses that were complaining about doctors. And so it calmed down, and I said, hey, everybody, in the elevator, I was born here in Akron in this hospital. And all the nurses said, so what? And the doors opened. I'm like, wow.
Wow.
Rough crowd.
Wow, yeah, right. That's what I said, rough crowd.
Wow.
They walked out, and so I actually dated somebody who was the same age as I am, in the same ward, in the same year, same hospital. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you figure that out? Like, where were you born? And you're like, I was born. Where did you? I was there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. And back then they gave you like little bracelets, with your name. Did you get one at a hospital when you were born?
I think so.
And my mother
Did
kept
you?
mine.
Yeah.
And I still have it. Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Oh, I keep
That's
everything.
cute, isn't it? Yeah.
I went to look for, I thought maybe I'd have a picture of Mark.
Yeah.
I found a pile of pictures of Mark.
You didn't bring them?
No, I did not.
We'll have to put them on YouTube.
She sent me a couple, and I'm like,
sent him
oh,
a couple.
man.
Let's put them on YouTube.
There was my crazy graduation party, and I think I might have been a little drunk. I'm not sure.
I can imagine.
I can neither confirm nor deny that statement.
I was sitting on your lap wearing a weird hat.
Yep.
Was it a holiday?
It was graduation party.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it was my graduation.
I was going to ask what kind of hat, but I didn't. Okay.
Black. I'll send you a picture.
It was cute. It was cute. Yeah.
Black.
It was funny. Yeah.
Actually, I worked for a robe company that manufactured those graduation robes and choir robes, and yeah.
Wow.
There are so many jokes there, but I won't go there.
I know, and the conventions were really strange too. All over, yeah. We'll talk about that later.
Later, yeah.
Okay, so
All right.
you're a rabbi, Mark.
Okay.
You're a priest.
Oh, I thought you meant in real life. I'm like, really?
Such a deal.
You're a rabbi, Mark.
So you're a priest.